F1 2020, the video game, the latest official Formula 1 game from Codemasters, but what is it all about? You know, what are the new features? What are the pros and cons? Well, that is exactly what we're discussing in today's video. My name is Arava. I've been a YouTuber making F1 content pretty much daily now for the last few years, but 8 years when I first started back on 2012, and I'm here to discuss the new F1 2020 game. Thank you to F1 for inviting me out. Let's delve into it. So what is new on the brand new game? Well, the biggest thing will be the My Team mode. This is a brand new career mode-esque kind of mode on the game where now you get to create your own team on the grid. You get to be the 11th team on the grid, going toe-to-toe with the very best in Formula 1. And on my channel, it's pretty much a staple of my content. Basically, I've been uploading career mode content since I started in 2012. Every single day, there's a new episode of My Team, and I'm absolutely loving it on this year's game. It's the biggest leap forward we've seen in career mode in a while, but to be fair, the last few years, career mode has been going from strength to strength every single year. But this year, adding your own team, it just elevates it to a new level. You can change the name, choose the engine supplier between Honda, Renault, Ferrari, Mercedes, of course. You get to sign an F2 driver as a teammate initially at the start, but later down the line, you can sign your favorite Formula 1 driver potentially, or just one of the stars of F1 to try and help your team score championship points. On top of all that, your actual car itself is the FOM chassis car, which was the car made in conjunction with Codemasters and F1's engineers. So you get to customize that with a custom livery, put the sponsors on there, which is a great new feature. It's something that I didn't really foresee ever happening in Formula 1 games a few years ago, let alone just last year even. Although I will say it does leave you wanting a little bit more. You know, the customization could be a little bit more in-depth, but I'm hoping that's something that maybe is going to come through in the next generation of consoles when the PS5 and Xbox X series comes out and the F1 game comes to those platforms as well. On top of that, features that were already in the game from 2019, like driver transfers and the R&D, very in-depth R&D tree where you get to try and improve your chassis, aero, and engine endurability, just like they obviously would in real life F1, so you can try and climb your way to the top. You start off kind of near the bottom with My Team, as you would kind of imagine, and you can make your way up, but like I said, you can sign teammates, and that also means driver transfers, which is always very exciting. In my personal career mode right now, just gone in the last week, I've had Daniel Ricciardo transfer back to Red Bull Racing, Ocon going over to McLaren, Perez going to AlphaTauri, the list goes on, and the game in that kind of sense is really quite fun. You can have a very unique experience to player to player. You know, my Team career mode series is going to be vastly different to, you know, my viewers, what they're playing, what they're going to see, and because it is a video game, thankfully, pretty much every race has action guaranteed, whether it be high-octane racing, wheel-to-wheel battles with the AI, which are improved once again this year to really give you a good fight. Just gone by, I had an absolutely insane battle and battled my teammate Sainz in my Team career mode on the last lap at Zandvoort for the race victory, my very first actually race victory for the entire team. On this lap now in sector 2, round the outside, it's so close, we tap the grass again, and we we graze side pods there. Look at this. For a last lap, I was so close. I was a pixel away from ruining my entire race there on the last lap. And just like in real life on this year's game, AI now make mistakes, and so those can lead to some pretty big incidents. Hamilton gets on the curb, and Hamilton spun it, and now Hamilton's AI is at a man. Oh my god! Oh, what a crash! Oh my words! What a spectacular crash for Lewis Hamilton, and he's out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Look at him. Now, I will admit, I'm not much of an online player, so I can't really speak too much about multiplayer, but from what I've seen for the F1 esports drivers, obviously the handling model itself in the game, just in terms of the driving satisfaction, is a step up in terms of they got real-life feedback from the F1 drivers during all those virtual GPs earlier this year, and, you know, George Russell quite famously noted in one of these streams that it was a big step forward for him in the right direction. So I think all the esports guys are enjoying the new handling models. Online, though, is always a little bit of silly fun with chaos and open lobbies. I know this year's game they've introduced a podium pass system, which is effectively a battle pass kind of esque thing where if you play more of the game, you get rewarded essentially with more customization options for your My Team career mode or just your multiplayer car that you can play online with. So it gives you an incentive to play, which I think is really good, kind of mimicking what a lot of the industry, the gaming industry, is doing with multiplayer games, giving that kind of battle pass thing where it rewards rewards the players that play it the longest. As a whole, though, there's always some silly fun to be had on the F1 games. Away from my team career mode, I love to make videos on trying to push the limits of the F1 game and ask questions that you can't really answer. Today, we're going to ask what happens when you go bankrupt in F1 2020 My Team career mode. You can see our weekly running costs are at 250k, that was, on the right. We've got a team balance of $3, so that's really good. Outside of your normal My Team or normal career mode, obviously there's other features that have been added to this year's game, mainly split screens, a big one, I think, personally, for a lot of people. Obviously, we're all having to stay at home and try, basically not go out as much, and we can't go see people. So if you're at home, maybe stuck with siblings or your parents or whatever, you can try and play F1 with them. I'm sure they won't be any good, but you can still play with them. This is what split screen's for.
Come on, big man. Come on, let's go.
Yes.
Oh, wow, look at the face.
I'm in low fuel mode as well. Go on, keep going.
You got DRS. Over the moon.
Come on! Come on! God damn it! So from my standpoint, there's a lot to love about the F1 2020 game. It sets us up for a really nice future of the F1 games. I think it'll hopefully be a nice foundation with my team going forward to see what they can do on the next generation of consoles. But as F1 games go, in my opinion, as I said, I've been playing them for 8 years now, career mode religiously, pretty much every single week in, week out, making daily videos. It is the best career mode we've ever got right now on the F1 game. And I think, in my opinion, one of the best sports career modes out there. Going to toe-to-toe and pretty much beating other sporting franchises when it comes to the level of detail and things you can do in the career mode with the My Team mode this year. So that's been my little discussion and kind of review, I guess you could say, of the F1 2020 game. If you do want to watch some high-octane action with overtakes galore every single day, you can check out my channel on YouTube. My name is Arava. This has been a short and sweet F1 2020 review. Goodbye.